Stardust, I'm Soda. Welcome back to my channel where I review fragrance, makeup and luxury products. Before starting this video, I want to make a quick disclaimer because my previous video that was similar to this, where I was reviewing replica and comparing it to original item, got basically taken down and my YouTube had a strike, even though it was a first strike, so there was no harsh reaction to the situation. But I want to make it clear that this video is solely educational purpose only, so you can differentiate an original bag to a replica, so you're able to tell the difference when purchasing. I do not endorse purchasing a replica. This is just a fun video where I compare the replica to the original and let you guys know the differences between these two items. I really hope this video is not gonna get flagged again, because I actually put a lot of effort making these videos. Having said that, let's begin this video. On today's video, we're going to be talking about Chanel's classic flap in medium size and in the leather of caviar, and we're going to be going through all the differences between the original and the replica. As of this year, Chanel classic flap in caviar medium size is being retailed for 10,800 USD. I literally could get a car in Malaysia for that price. And the replica that we're going to be talking about costs 300 USD. That means the replica is 36 times cheaper than the original. But is it really up there like the original? How does it compare? What are the differences? For this video, I watched a lot of unboxing, I watched a lot of content, as well as I went in store to Chanel store and spoke with a sales representative, and I just questioned about few things. I inspected the original bag as well, and here are the differences that I found between the original and the replica. For this video, I went to the Chanel store and inspected the classic flap A to Z. So with my eye, I spy a lot of subtle differences. I feel like other people would not really notice, but me, I see them. So let's run through the differences between the original classic flap and the replica. I'm gonna be inserting the close-up of the differences that I'm gonna be talking about. First thing first, the first difference I noticed straight away is that the replica zip on the inside, it comes with a cover-up like this, which is a leather. But if you're gonna remove the leather, you can easily straight away spot the fact that the zip on the replica is not like in the original. Most importantly, on the replica, there's a letter EP stated, while on the original, there's no letters on the zip, as well as the shape of the zip handle. The shape is kind of different. That's a first giveaway. If somebody is gonna hold your replica bag, I feel like if they saw the zip, they would know that this is not the original, especially if you have seen hold or own original, then you would be able to straight away spot the difference. Next thing for me was the leather. First of all, overall the look-wise from far, it looks pretty much spot on. As well as the diamond shapes, they are the same softness as the original one, and it's done very good, especially the shape. As you can see, this is the medium size. We're supposed to have 8 diamonds for medium size. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's done perfectly, and also Chanel doesn't cut the diamonds weirdly, so as you can see, it's done pretty good. The behind as well. So from far, this looks ideal, but if you go really close up and look at the leather, I'll be inserting the differences. I don't know how to explain this. This leather is really shiny, but it's too shiny. The best way I can put this is there is matte foundation, there is satin foundation, and then there is glowy foundation. So the original is a satin foundation and the replica almost looks like a glowy foundation. This is the best way I can kind of put it out there. The shine on the original classic flap on the leather, it's very even. You don't really see the separate coatings on top and at the bottom. It just looks like a glow within, while the replica, it's more like glow on the outside. And I feel like if you were to use the bag long enough, the glow would kind of fade away and look like more original. But overall, when I spoke to a consultant in Chanel itself and I told them, how come some bags are shinier than another, I've seen some Chanel classic flaps that are really shinier compared to the others, and he explained it depends on how old the bag is, how it is used, and sometimes they might vary, like the leather might vary in production, so it might be shinier than others even though it's brand new, but also over the time and over the use the bag kind of gets more matte and matte. If you want it kind of shiny, you will have to polish it with the leather polisher, so on so forth. If somebody is not going to really take your bag and inspect it like this, they wouldn't be able to tell. Let's say if they stand in a distance of 1 meter, I don't think it's very much visible, especially when it's not under studio lights. When I was filming under studio lights, it's very much visible. On the regular lighting, it doesn't look as bad as it does on the studio lighting. I feel like the studio lighting have washed out the color of the replica bag, the burgundy on the inside. It kind of looks like white casted, but on the reality, it's not the case. I'm not so sure how it's going to be translating on the video, but generally, it's, I think, pretty spot on compared to the original. Next thing is, overall, I feel like the replica did a really good job on basically copying the Chanel logo here. It's the right size, it's the right thickness, it looks like the real deal. But I feel like if I really have to nitpick and then like really find the difference, then on the inside, this area on the original, it kind of creases a little bit, but on this bag basically you don't see any creasing. But other than that, I think this is really spot on. The next difference I have noticed is basically the combining of the leather in the straps. On the original, there is no gap in between the leather area. It's basically really intact and looks like this, while on the replica there is some space. I don't know if you're able to tell, I will insert the video. This is a minor difference, but overall I feel like the hardware on the replica is really similar to the Ori, and also I think it's the back weight and overall the back touch and feel is pretty close to the original. When it comes to the hardware and all the little elements, I feel like they did a really good job kind of like replicating to the original. One thing is that I was comparing this screw thingy of the original to the replica. Initially, I thought that the replica was too sharp, but I saw newer bags from Chanel and I saw that they now have sharper edges compared to the older bags. So I don't think like I'm gonna complain about that. I do think it's pretty close to the original. Last but not least, again, I'm really like nitpicking on this one, but the side falling of the bag, I feel like the original, it's a bit softer when it comes to the side area here, and it's not as structured like it is in here. I'll try to show some photos, but this is like really good and sturdy, but I'm assuming upon more use it would kind of soften up. But the original, I think, is a little bit not as sturdy. Like this one, if I place it, it really sits like really straight, really structured. And I'm assuming that the leather on this one is maybe a little bit harder, or the structure is a little bit different, so therefore it's not as basically folded or as soft looking on the side like I have seen the original to look. Now we have come to the section where we're going to be listening to the sound, smelling the smell of the bag, and also seeing how all the zip clips and everything else work and sound. I know it's a bit weird, but I'm somebody that actually cares about this type of things. So first thing first, the smell. This smells like leather. It is made out of leather, but for instance, my LV Twist smells like leather from this far away. I feel like my Prada Galleria as well, I can smell the leather smell even like from this distance. I don't need to really bring it really close to my nose. And also, I'm such a weirdo, I did smell the Chanel bag in store as well. So there too, the leather, you're able to actually smell it from some distance, which I really like because I like the smell of leather. but this is still smells like leather, but it just has to be closer to your nose. That's number one. But number two, when I first unboxed this bag, it didn't smell as leathery, but what I'm assuming was they have really finished the bag and straight away like packaged it, so it has aired out. It has stayed out for about a month. I have not really used the bag, but it's been out for about a month, and now the weird smell has disappeared. The strap really sounds sturdy. Not only it sounds sturdy, it is really sturdy. They did a really good job when it comes to these handles. Really, really good. And also the length is identical to the original. I have tested. I'll also put it on my body to show you guys how it sits sideways and also crossbody. I don't think I would wear this bag crossbody. I hate bags that sit really up, but I'll show you guys that little later. So the pocket at the back feels very nice. Now the twist. I feel like the original twist sounded better, and also the one that I saw in store was on display for quite some time, like several years, and it still had a very nice click sound. And this one, I mean, it doesn't sound bad, but I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there's no proper click sound, and I feel like it's too easy to twist. I'm assuming this could also vary on Chanel back to back, but the one I saw had the proper click. Also, interesting thing I found out from the sales associate in Chanel is that this pocket, I was like, what is this pocket for? I know that a lot of people don't ask this type of questions, but like I said, I'm somebody that's really into details. I see everything, I want to know everything. So I asked him like, what's this pocket for? He said that the original Coco Chanel, the Mademoiselle, used to keep letters here. How cute and romantic is that? Now it makes me want to write letter and keep it here. So this space is supposed to be for letters, for, I'm assuming, for receipts, for other stuff. This is how the zip sounds. I think the zip is really nice. Now, I'm not so sure if this is supposed to be clipped and supposed to be closed, but I think I find it difficult to close the flap. Like this thing doesn't go in. But I don't think this usually is supposed to be closed. It's usually just there. But if you put it there, I feel like it's supposed to be functional. Okay, it did close, but it takes some effort to be able to do that. I think I kind of did a really extensive review on the replica and overall on the differences of the replica compared to the original. Like I already mentioned in the beginning of this video, I am not advertising nor am I condoning replicas. This video is show the differences between the original and high quality replica, since right now with the tariffs there's a lot of videos going on with the luxury items and them being produced in China and this type of questions. The replica is straight from China and you can see the differences, and obviously the manufacturing is different. Take this video as educational purposes only. Like I said, I'm not promoting. This is just the differences video, and please YouTube, do not remove my video. Having said that, I really hope you like this video. If I missed out anything when it comes to this review, please let me know. I will also be showing the unboxing of the bag itself, not really the box. I had kind of opened it without really filming. When it arrived, it did look like the original. They did a quite good job replicating that, but to me, I didn't really care about the boxes and the packaging because what mattered is the bag. But if you're somebody that wants the packaging and really cares about this type of stuff, the packaging really looks spot on. I did take some video of the bag itself with all the stickers and all the paper stuff inside, so that I will attach at the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If I left out anything or if you have any questions, please leave it at the comment section down below, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel. If you like my content, please have a look at my other videos that I have created, and I hope you have an amazing day.